It's precisely 6:15. This is the news on Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News is edited by Dulmin Samarasinghe, read by Sabrina Zawahir. The headlines. The Prime Minister says that the government is committed to develop the country. The Board of Investment earns an export income of over $10 million from leather exports. A technology expert says digital technology can be effectively utilized to counter the challenges faced by the country. Ceylon Fisheries Corporation establishes a new chain of shops. And in world news, a fresh wave of Russian missiles targets major Ukrainian cities. And in sports is cricket, Dasan Janaka appointed captain of both one-day and T20 teams. Now the local news in detail. Prime Minister Dinesh Gowardena said that the government is committed further. Everyone should look at the country with a realistic angle. Attention should be paid to the ideas of the young generation. Resources should not be wasted. Everything possible should be done in order to uplift the country. The Prime Minister expressed these views at a function held in Colombo. The Board of Investment says that it has earned an income of over $10 million by exporting leather products by the end of last November. Accordingly, there is a 72% increase in the income earned by exporting leather products in comparison with the last year. These products include handbags, wallets, belts and shoes. This news is brought to you by Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Continuing local news, Director of Digital Economic Affairs of ICTA, Samira Jawardena, says that the digital technology can be effectively utilized to counter the challenges faced by the country. The young generation could be of a significant value to solve the prevailing problems. Mr. Jawardena, addressing an event in Colombo, said that if the youth are empowered with digital technology, they would actively participate in providing digital solutions to overcome the crisis. Ceylon Fisheries Corporation established a new chain of shops called Mega Stores to provide fish to the customers at a concessionary price. The first shop of the chain was opened at Minuwangoda today. The chief guest of the function, State Minister Piyal Nishantha, said that the existing chain of shops will be renovated. He added that the responsibility of Ceylon Fisheries Corporation is not just earning profits, but also to provide fish to the customers at a concessionary price and to keep the price of the fish stable. President's Counsel UR De Silva says that a number of laws and regulations been established by the current and the former ministers of justice to increase the efficiency of the jurisdiction process of the country. No matter how many laws are imposed, media holds an enormous responsibility of making the public aware of the laws. He added that a set of regulations to continue hearing the cases without taking the remand prisoners into the courts have been introduced. 5 ordinances have already been updated. He further said that laws have been revised so that legal action can be taken against narcotics such as ice. That ends local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The Health Ministry has declared tomorrow and Saturday as a special dengue control days with the aim of controlling the spread of dengue next year. A communique issued by the Health Ministry emphasizes that as of Monday, 75,434 suspected dengue cases have been reported from the country, and this is more than double the number of dengue cases reported here. The Health Ministry said during those 2 days, everyone should look for places where mosquitoes can breed in and around their homes and offices and remove them. Heads of institutions should ensure that these activities are carried out successfully in their institutions. That was main news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Watch Life is brought to you by
Let's celebrate Christmas and New Year with CIB with special gifts, discounts and easy payment schemes available till 31st of December. Come to CIB today.
Professor Lalit Disanayake of the Peradeniya University Geography Department said unauthorized constructions beside the Mahaveli River, Pinga Oya and the Central Canal are the cause for the recent flood in the Kandy city, and more floods can be expected in the future unless steps are not taken to remove these constructions. She pointed out that the Pinga Oya spills several times a year, inundating the Akurana town, making A9 highway vulnerable for erosion from several places between Ambetana and Akurana. That came to you in Watchlight.
Let's celebrate Christmas and New Year with CIB, with special gifts, discounts and easy payment schemes available till 31st of December. Come to CIB today.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of...
We give you the strength to rise higher and higher.
Never step back, but always march forward.
Empowering you to reach greater heights. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
The headlines of the world news. A fresh wave of Russian missiles targets major Ukrainian cities. Uzbekistan links child deaths to cough syrup. Energy giant ExxonMobil sues EU to block energy windfall tax. Now the world news in detail. An air raid alert was issued across Ukraine earlier on Thursday morning as a fresh wave of Russian missiles targeted major cities. Presidential advisor Mikhail Modilek said more than 120 missiles had been launched at civilian infrastructure. Mayor Vitaly Klitschko said at least 3 people, including a 14-year-old girl, were taken to hospital after explosions hit the capital Kiev. Uzbekistan Health Ministry has said that 18 children have died after drinking a cough syrup manufactured by Indian drug maker Marion Biotech. The ministry said that the preliminary test showed a batch of the medicine contained ethylene glycol, a toxic substance. It said the children were given the DOC-1 Max syrup without a doctor's prescription. The amount they consumed also exceeded the standard dose for children. U.S. energy giant ExxonMobil is suing the EU in a bid to force the bloc to scrap its new windfall tax on oil firms. A windfall tax is imposed on firms that benefited from something they were not responsible for. Energy firms are getting much more money for their oil and gas, partly due to supply concerns as a result of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. But Exxon accuses Brussels of exceeding its legal authority, calling the measure counterproductive. That ends World News. Prior to concluding the headlines of the World News once again, a fresh wave of Russian missiles targets major Ukrainian cities. Uzbekistan links child deaths to cough syrup. Energy giant ExxonMobil sues EU to block energy windfall tax. That ends World News.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of...
Amidst all challenges, we will rally around you and advance.
In the face of hardships, let's stand strong together.
Empowering you to reach greater heights. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News.
Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva has instructed to expedite stalled development activities of the expansion work at the Jaya Container Terminal. The Jaya Container Terminal is the oldest terminal solely owned by the Sri Lanka Ports Authority. The Jaya Container Terminal, presently with a length of 1,260 meters, will be 1,380 meters after successful completion of the ongoing expansion, enabling 2 360-meter vessels to berth at the same time. That came to you in Development News. Moving on to sports news. And it's cricket. All-rounder Wanindu Hasaranga and opener Kusal Mendis have been named as vice-captains of the national T20 and national one-day international teams for the forthcoming India series, which will commence on January 3rd. The selection committee, headed by Pramoda Wickramasinghe, has selected the 20-member team for the Indian series. Wanindu Hasaranga, for the first time, gets the additional responsibility of being the vice-captain of the T20, and opener Kusal Mendis also gets the vice-captain post of the one-day international team. Dasun Shanaka once again has been appointed captain of both one-day and T20 teams. That came to you in Sports News.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest, an interest rate of 22% in 4 months. NSB, the safest place for your money.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Freemi, one of Sri Lanka's first fully-fledged digital banking experiences powered by Nations Trust Bank, recently partnered with Helios to provide a much-anticipated buy now, pay later solution to all its customers, along with exclusive seasonal offers at selected merchants. Through this collaboration, customers can enjoy a buy now, pay later facility for a product value up to 200,000 rupees with monthly installments of up to 12 months. That was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest, an interest rate of 22% in 4 months. NSB, the safest place for your money.
Economic news, courtesy of
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
Chairman of the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau, Chalaka Gajabahu, said compared to last year, Sri Lanka tourism has achieved 300% growth in terms of tourist arrivals, with the expected figure to reach over 700,000 arrivals by the end of the year. All airlines operating to the island have increased their frequencies, while several airlines from Europe, including Aeroflot, Air France, Edelweiss and cruise lines, have commenced operations in recent months. That was Economic News.
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking. LOLC Finance will continue to innovate with the next generation digitalization of financial services, delivering a superior customer experience.
Weather Report.
Finally, we take a look at the weather report. The Met Department says mainly fair weather will prevail over the island. That was the weather report. Prior to concluding this bulletin of news, the headlines once again. The Prime Minister says that the government is committed to develop the country. The Board of Investment earns an export income of over $10 million from leather exports. A technology expert says digital technology can be effectively utilized to counter the challenges faced by the country. Ceylon Fisheries Corporation establishes a new chain of shops. With that, we conclude the news.